Hey crew, I've got the key to this 24 Hyundai Elantra N, and today we're going to see what it's like to live with. Starting with the spacing in my driveway, which is 16 feet wide by 19.5 feet long. I've got the car parked a couple inches in from the edge, sitting next to a big hulking Toyota Sequoia that my wife is reviewing. If you want to check out her content, it's at Mobile Mama on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. She's got that one parked just an inch from the edge, and with that spacing, there is plenty of room to walk between the vehicles and even wheel a double stroller through. The nose of the Elantra N is right there at the beginning of the driveway, and at the back of the vehicle, there's still lots of space, enough to walk on the path to my front door. And before I hop in, I might as well give you a quick demo of the remote start feature. Which not only gets the car warm or the climate going, but it also allows us to hear the idle, which is a resonant trumpet from the turbo 4-cylinder. Now, first hopping inside with the key fob in my pocket, I can just put my hand on that handle that will unlock the doors. And this is one door notch opening. We'll see if I can go two. I can't swing all the way out, but that is just as far as I need to easily access this cabin. And it's a pretty low sedan, so getting down, I do have to bend those knees, but it's not bad. Hey cabin crew, thanks for joining for this day in the life in the Hyundai Elantra N. Now in this video, I want to see if this performance-enhanced compact sedan is too aggressive for daily life. I'll begin by showing you where I stashed the items I bring with me. My smartphone is sitting on the wireless charging pad, sunglasses are just to the right of that, key fob is chilling in the cup holder inside the console. There is enough room for my Racebox 0 to 60 timer, a granola bar, and my wallet. Unfortunately, there's no cubby big enough in this cabin to hold my large water bottle, so I just have a plastic single-use bottle here in the door pocket, and my GoPro accessories also don't have enough space anywhere, so they're in the passenger footwell. If it were a chillier morning, I would have the seat heaters going, but alas, we're now in summer, so I don't need that. The handbrake's going down, into drive, and as I roll forward, I do have those curb ramps helping me with the gutter in front of my driveway in terms of clearance, but I don't think the Elantra N would really need them anyway, and away we go. On my way to grab some coffee this morning, we can talk about the around-town ability of the Elantra N. So one thing this vehicle has that not a lot of compact sedans have is a dual-clutch transmission, and what that means is it is going to be a little bit clunkier than a torque converter automatic in terms of the gear changes. But as far as dual clutches go, this one isn't all that abrupt in the gear changes. Certainly not at speed, but even as you go to the brakes and start slowing, typically when you get to like 5 miles per hour and it's going from second to first gear, it does start to be a little more jolty, but I really don't feel much of that at all in the Elantra. And also the brakes are very easy to just smoothly come up to that stop. And then when it's time to roll forward again, it's smooth here too. Now here's a chance to listen for the turn signal sound, which is so very gentle. I like that noise. What about the turning radius? How's that? Yeah, it's a front drive car, and so the front tires are pushed out as you apply throttle, but it's an acceptable turning radius. And let's say someone cuts me off in the Elantra N. What does the horn sound like? Oh, someone hurt this horn. Listen to this. Oh, sorry. On a more uplifting note, the last time I was in the Elantra N, I noted the ride quality was really firm around town, but the updated suspension bushings they have in this 24 model has really affected the ride positively, so that it feels more subdued over just little undulations and harsher impacts. You're not going to get away from the fact that it does move around on the road more so than a non-performance sedan, but that's kind of what you're expecting buying the sporty sedan. However, I'm at least not punished in these seats, which are pretty comfortable at that. They don't have a whole lot of adjustability. I can just kind of lower or raise them, but the shape of the buckets hold my body well in place. Not necessarily everyone is going to fit easily in them, but I do. And at 6 feet tall, I still have headroom. Not a lot of it, but there's some. And then in this normal drive mode, it doesn't just throw all the power at you. It builds in a gentle way. And there are, of course, two reasons for that. One, it is a turbocharged motor, so it has to build up the boost. But two, it's just not throttle mapped in a way that wants to bite your head off all the time. So then along with the 24 model year's more mature styling, you're getting a car that at least knows how to act mature in the right context. It's just about time for coffee now, and I have arrived here at White Sparrow, and there's a parking space that has just emerged for me. They must have known I was coming. Backup camera isn't the highest resolution, but it shows me enough of what I need to see to secure a decent parking job. All right, got my decaf latte, and this looks like a good opportunity to do a high curb test in the Elantra N. Is it going to clear? Yes, thankfully it does. So you can get in. It's not too low of a sedan. Now, why on earth would I get decaf coffee? Well, this video is a perfect metaphor. Decaf coffee is like coffee without the caffeine edge, and I'm trying to see if the Elantra N has a softer edge when you're daily driving it. Oh, look at this cup holder situation. So you've got a bigger cup holder here, a smaller one, and then an insert. Now the insert is going to raise up the level of the coffee so you can grab it more easily, or I guess if you've got a longer cylinder thing, then it can go down deeper into the hole. Good thinking, Hyundai. There is just one small problem with this design, and that's that if the cup fits perfectly in the insert, it takes the insert with it. Stage 2 of livability is a highway commute, and I happen to have one on the way to a good driving road. And as I'm getting up to speed here, I might want to use the N-Grin shift feature, which automatically gives me 10 extra horsepower and downshifts me so that I have all the passing power I would ever need. Ooh, and some overrun, which I just want. Now, as I'm making those passes, I am going to need to be able to see around me, and so how is the visibility in this Elantra? Out over the hood, no issues there. The hood's actually pretty downturned, so I can see the road in front of me very clearly. The door mirrors are large enough, and there is blind spot monitoring as standard. The side glass, well, there's got this concave nature to the belt line, so it actually decreases the height of the glass, but it's still tall enough. But there is a bigger blind spot at that back pillar, so I am thankful again for the blind spot monitoring. And the view at the back is decent, so I'm going to say visibility is a B in the Elantra N. Then the cabin volume. At these highway speeds, there's a good deal of noise in here. Wind noise, tire noise, both on quieter tarmac and then louder road surfaces. I hear a lot of that. Now, this is a $36,000 vehicle. It's not going to really bridge into the luxury segment at all, but you are going to be talking loudly to get your message across to fellow passengers. Now, if you can get over the noise level, then you are going to be thankful for at least a couple things when cruising on the highway. For one, the steering doesn't require a whole lot of input to just track straight. And two, you do have a lane centering assist. You don't get adaptive cruise control, interestingly enough. Those two are typically paired together. So if you set the cruise control, you are going to have to monitor how far you are from the vehicles in front of you. But at the very least, you will have the centering assist to help. So here's a curve and we can just watch it follow the trajectory while not having input from my hands. Now, it's not really a hands-free system, I'm just using this to demonstrate, but it does help reduce some driving fatigue on longer commutes. Just really wish there was adaptive cruise. And let's see if the sound system can't block out some of the ambient volume in this cabin. There is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it's not wireless, so you need to carry around a USB-A cord with you. You just leave it in the car, I guess, and plug that in every time you want to use the system. Find some music and get the tunes going. It's adequate. It's not great. Certainly as you raise the volume, there's definite distortion but the bass is also pretty weak. But it makes noise, and it might, in a small way, distract you from all the road volume. I do appreciate that when you're not sitting in traffic and therefore don't have all the time in the world to look away from the road to figure out how to change the climate control system when it's baked into the touchscreen like some new cars. The Elantra N allows you to keep your eyes on the road and just find the dial quickly and crank it up or down to adjust the temperature and press a button to increase or decrease the fan speed. It's just safer. And when you are using the touchscreen, that's really quick responding and everything is laid out in a logical way. And however long the commute may be, at least you're comfortable. Seats are great. And finally, I made it to a good driving road, which means it's time for a real-world 0 to 60 test. I've got my race box set up to record here, and I'd love to tell you we're going to do launch control now because the Elantra N does have launch control, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work in this vehicle. And I've spent a half hour on the forums following all the steps I'm supposed to do to get launch control to initiate, but alas, there's at least a couple people like me who tried everything perfectly. Ultimately, they had to take the cars into the dealership, have the dealership update the software, and it worked. So I guess I'm in that situation. So I am still in the N mode. I have ESC in Sport. Just for funsies, I'll activate launch control. I have to go 100% on the brake pressure, as I'll do now. Go quick to the throttle fully, and it should be banging off at 3,000 RPM, but it's just building up to 2,000. I'm letting go of the brake. And there's 60 in 5.49 seconds. It's torturing the front tires to make me happy. But what about NGS, you say? Let's find out if it's any quicker. Got that activated now. Full on brake, full throttle. Building up slowly, getting it ready. Let's go. And there's 60 in 5.50 seconds. Precisely the same. But launch control or not, NGS or not, 5.5 seconds to 60 is quick. And it comes with some drama too, because the integrated drive shaft in this Elantra N shudders violently off the line, and yet doesn't seem to affect how it gets the power just to the front tires. With the aid of the electronic limited slip differential, just no waste of power to a tire that doesn't have grip. This thing hurtles down the roadway. And sounds good doing it. And a good melody from the turbo 4-cylinder. Excellent grip and stability. The dual clutch in automatic mode is working really well here. And more than anything, I'm just pleased with the steering feel. The way it builds resistance through the corner tells me everything I need to know about the grip threshold. The brakes respond beautifully. Excellent initial bite and then strong power to haul this vehicle down. All right, I gotta try manual mode now. See what the dual clutch does here. Excellent speed to the shift down and up. I like the visuals of the shift light indication and that acoustic chime. So if I had my eyes up on the road as it should be, I can just hear that it's time to shift and I don't have to look down. And for your passengers, not really for you, there are other visuals on the infotainment screen. Throttle percentage, brake pressure, what gear you're in. Oh, what a fun car. You can get a little rotation from it too. Play with the throttle and the lift off. Get the back end to scoot around. And then tuck it back in. This thing is seriously quick. 2 276 horsepower when not using NGS, and then when using it, 286, and all the while 289 pound-feet of torque. It's plenty. Obviously, if you buy a car like this, it's primarily because you love driving. And the Elantra N is so equipped to satisfy that you owe it to yourself to, at least every once in a while, take it to a road like this and really indulge instead of just scooting around town. But scooting around town is how you'll spend most of your time. So let's get back to this. And here's a nifty around town feature. Let's say you're distracted while at a stoplight, you're reaching down here for your sunglasses or whatever, and the Cybertruck starts to drive away. Well, you hear a chime, and that means you need to be paying attention and going when everyone else is. I am hungry now, and the smell wafting over from In-N-Out is just too much to resist. Good afternoon, how are you?
Good, what can I get started for you?
Hope you don't mind, I'm just making a YouTube video
man.
here.
I love this setup, brother.
Nice.
That's cool. What can I get for you?
Can I please have a 3x1
Okay.
with onions, with chopped chilies,
Okay.
and no tomato?
No tomato.
And then an order of fries.
Watch, that's $9.70 first window.
Thanks, Dylan.
Have a good one, man.
You too. You know, for long drive-through lines like In-N-Out, an auto hold feature would be really nice, but I have to go into park if I want to take my foot off that brake. Thanks very much. And I think I'll enjoy my 3x1 and fries in the back of the Elantra N so I can tell you about the accommodations, like all of this legroom behind my own seat at 6 feet tall. My head doesn't clear the roof though, so I gotta slouch forward, which is fine for now, but not for long distance journeys. There are 2 USB-C ports down there, but you know what I don't have? Air vents. None of them. That would be very nice. And also, if I had a drink, I'd have no place to put it because there isn't an armrest that comes down. Thankfully, In-N-Out makes up for all of the lack of convenience features with deliciousness. So good. Now I need to get groceries, and I'll do that here at Sprouts. Well, it's not a big grocery run, but it does give me a chance to see about the trunk capacity of this Elantra N, and the release button is right here. I really wish the trunk lid popped up more. And also, I wish it stayed up, because it just comes right back down unless you get it all the way past the point and make sure it stays there. Now inside the trunk there's a good amount of room, but because of the bracing there, you're not going to fold the seats flat and get anything through. Not an issue for groceries, but what is an issue is the fact that there aren't any grocery hooks in this trunk, so the stuff's just going to fly all over the place if I drive this car enthusiastically, like I really want to. And I think that's going to about do it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow when Mobile Mama joins me to talk about the family friendliness of this Elantra N. Mobile Mama.
What?
Welcome.
You always yell at me and yell welcome. I'm right here.
It's a small, well no, this is it. This is your favorite type of vehicle, I know. It is a compact, sporty, and therefore less comfortable sedan. That's just
yeah,
what you love
my
reviewing.
favorite.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, but okay, let's say, okay, let's say you had a daily driver Honda CR-V RAV4-ish thing, and this was mine, and we're together, and we've got kids. Just hypothetical, right? Like, we don't have kids. I don't know what that's like, but...
What are you saying? So you're going separately in this vehicle?
No, it's just my car. Like, say this is my car, you got your RAV4
You already
CR-V.
have a car that's really powerful that we don't ride in.
Christina, go with me on this journey.
Okay, all right, I'm focused.
What do you think of it? Could this be your second family car, and you would, like, tolerate being in that seat and have the kids with us?
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to see how the car seats fit. But
Oh, we will.
This is fine. I have lots of leg room.
You got a sunroof?
Yeah. Right? I have
You're
lots
welcome.
of leg room. That's nice. I get this little grab handle as a rest for my leg.
Oh, that's how you think of that.
Yeah, because I'm not going to really be grabbing.
Are you
here.
sure I can make you need to?
What? I don't know what scenario I would
boosted.
need to do this.
Yeah, when I tear off. Yeah.
The seats are sporty, but actually comfortable.
Didn't gear up for that. They just are that good.
They
These
are
are
good.
great seats.
They are good.
For this segment, for this price,
Do
I
they
love
have
these
some
seats.
lumbar support?
No, no, they don't have those things. But and they don't
That's-
adjust very much.
Oh.
But you know, the
that's
back
extra.
angle and the slide, you got that.
Yeah. I like the suede here.
It
It's
is
a nice
cool.
little feel.
Yeah, I like that.
This gives it a little elevated. touch.
Yeah, because
And
otherwise,
then-
I mean, they're plastic.
Yeah, lots of plastics, and then you just get a strip of ambient lighting, just a thin strip.
It's more than some cars have, and for $36K, I think that's pretty good. Use the grab handle.
I am going this way.
Yeah, but you still need it.
No, I'm good.
I didn't find a good reason for that. Now that I've settled down, do you think it rides comfortably enough?
Yeah, I mean, you feel the bumps and everything, but it's not like jarring.
You'll probably like the motion a little less even after we eat lunch.
Oh, definitely.
Which is coming up right now.
Here we are. We made it to our lunch spot. Here we
need you
are.
to
Make
sing
a
for
good
some-
impression.
Oh, Sichuan impression? Yeah, we're trying something new today.
Yeah.
We never do this. We always go to the same spots, but today, look, everyone's backed in. Should I back in like they are?
Yeah.
Or just go
Do
against
it.
the grain? No, I'm gonna conform.
Okay.
I'm gonna conform. Here we go.
But you didn't finish your thought. We're trying something new.
Yeah, we never do new things, and I'm also just like everyone else right now. We are backed in. But I chose the sporty offering, not the Civic. Okay, so we got the schoolyard hot pot noodle, the kung pao chicken, and some rice. Looks good to me. What do you think?
Let's try it.
Let's go. Wow.
That was a lot of comida. Comida. Go. Notice how my mood changes.
It does. It does. And especially when it's good food, and that was very good
It's
food.
tasty.
Positive impression. And you got boba along with it. It happened to you too.
What just
It happened to me too.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Why is that in there?
You got that along with your
Is that
boba tea from one
necessary?
of our favorite spots here, Ding Tea. And now
So good.
we should go install some car seats. What do you?
Sharing is caring. Come on.
Gosh darn it!
You can get there.
So good.
Hey! Oh no!
All right, we've got our car seats, the rear-facing one and this forward-facing one. Let's put them in our car.
Yeah!
Such a great idea. Anyway, how many lower latch anchors and top tethers do we have?
The usual 2 sets of lower latch anchors and 3 tethers.
3 tethers.
Yep.
Okay, let's first try to see how easy or difficult it is to get these bad boys in here. The
It's
door's
gonna be
open.
easy for me.
Yeah, the door's open pretty wide. Let's swing it on in. Okay, that was simple. Can I start? Is that all right?
By all means,
No,
this is
because
your
I know
video.
I know you really want to jump in because you live and breathe this stuff. Is all you want to talk
I
about.
think you're more excited. Go for
I
it.
am. I really am excited because not only was it easy to get the seat in there, but then the fact that the headrest actually lifts up, that adjusts,
Yep.
which you don't always get in these economy vehicles.
Right.
I mean, you don't get air vents.
Oh.
That's sort of a bummer.
Oh, that's a big negative.
And yeah, for
me.
kids, they're really gonna want the air. So that's a huge problem for me. But the headrests come up so I can get the tether in through and then cinch it down nice and tight. And yeah, and we're good. What about you? What's going on with you?
It was real easy. I didn't have to move my seat at all, and I just plopped it in and clicked it.
So we know we're gonna
Tighten
fit.
it.
So can we officially say this one is family approved? I thought you said I was more excited. What's going on? Okay, you ready to go to the park, Tolly?
Yeah.
All right. Can you get in pretty easy? Looks like it. Nice. Are you warm back there, Tolly, or is it okay?
Warm.
You're warm? No air vents. Got to crank the AC up here. What do you think of this car?
Wow.
Wow or good?
Good.
Good? Is it bumpy riding or smooth riding?
Dumpy.
Bumpy? Tolly, do you know this car has a button just for smiling?
No.
It's a button that makes you smile. It's called N Grin Shift. And grinning is smiling. You want to smile?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to blast off?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
Do you like the noises?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rumbling,
Yeah.
the pops?
Yeah.
Yep, me too. So you think it looks really fast, like it's gonna be fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And when I did the blast off, did it feel fast enough?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Wow. That was fast enough.
That was fast enough. I agree. A lot of cars here, yeah. But we made it. We made it to the park.
Yes.
Wait, what were you just saying about this car?
It's very low, so we can step out easily on it.
It's really low, so you can step in and out easily.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Hey, another benefit of a sports sedan, it's lowered, which makes it easy for kids to get in and out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that fuel gauge is looking awfully low. It's time to fill this 12.4 gallon tank, and the EPA rates the Elantra N at 20 mpg city, 27 on the highway, and 23 combined. And if I saw that 23 combined, then I'd have a fuel range of 285 miles. But I've been seeing 17.3 miles per gallon. And at current fuel prices of $5.17 for 91 octane fuel that is required in the Elantra N, it's gonna cost me 64 bucks to fill this tank, and there isn't capless fueling. Well, crew, at the beginning of this video, I pondered whether the performance-focused Elantra N could take it easy on owners when not carving corners. And after spending some quality time with it, I can attest to a number of ways it proves pleasant. A bouncy but not harsh ride accompanies supremely comfortable bucket seats. Some nice features like remote start and wireless phone charging add convenience, and the car seat accommodations are great. But there are some gaps in livability, like the lack of rear air vents. That's tough for passengers young and old. No trunk bag hooks and a heavy unassisted lid isn't well designed, and the cabin volume gets elevated on the highway. The driving dynamics are so good, and the baseline comforts are solid enough that the Elantra N does make a good candidate for ownership. I hope you guys have enjoyed this day in the life, and I will see you again next time.